The moment I unzipped the sleeping bag and saw the skeletal remains inside, I felt my heart stop. It was supposed to be empty. I staggered back, my flashlight shaking in my hand, casting shadows around the campsite. My friends and I had decided to go camping deep in the national park, far from any civilization. The day had been full of laughter and hiking, but as night fell, an uneasy feeling settled over me. We set up our tents and gathered around the campfire, but something felt off. Around midnight, the temperature dropped suddenly, and a thick fog rolled in, making it hard to see beyond the glow of our fire. We decided to call it a night. I crawled into my sleeping bag, trying to shake off the feeling of being watched. Sometime in the middle of the night, I woke up to a soft rustling sound. I turned my head and saw a dark figure moving around the campsite. My heart raced as I watched the shadowy form approach our tents. I lay still, holding my breath, hoping it was just an animal. But then the figure bent over the sleeping bags and seemed to disappear into one. When I gathered the courage to investigate, I found the sleeping bag zipped up, as if nothing had happened. But curiosity got the better of me. I slowly unzipped it, and that's when I discovered the bones. They were old and brittle, the remnants of a long-dead camper. I stumbled out of the tent, shouting for my friends. They woke up, groggy and confused, but quickly snapped to attention when they saw the horror in my eyes. We gathered around the sleeping bag, our faces pale in the moonlight. "Who could this be?" Paula whispered, her voice trembling. "No idea," Matt replied, shaking his head. "But we need to leave now." As we packed up our gear in a frantic rush, I noticed something even more disturbing. The fog seemed to be alive, moving towards us with purpose. From within it, faint whispers grew louder, echoing through the trees. The whispers sounded like they were coming from the figure I had seen, now hidden somewhere in the mist. We grabbed our bags and sprinted through the forest, guided only by the dim beams of our flashlights. The whispers followed us, growing more insistent and sinister. It felt like the fog was closing in, pushing us forward, forcing us to run faster. Just when we thought we were safe, emerging onto the main trail, we saw it, another sleeping bag lying right in our path. It was identical to the one we had left behind, and it was zipped up tight. Against my better judgment, I approached it and hesitantly pulled the zipper. Inside was a note written in a shaky hand. "They are coming. Run." Before we could react, the whispers turned into screams, and dark, shadowy figures began to materialize in the fog around us. We ran, our lungs burning, hearts pounding, and didn't stop until we reached the parking lot in the safety of our car. As we sped away, I glanced back one last time. The fog had lifted and the campsite looked peaceful, almost normal. But I knew better. The phantom camper was still out there, and now we were part of his haunting tale.